When I say Mavericks on the, you say move. Mavericks on the move. Mavericks on the move. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to Mavericks on the Move. My name is Jamilah Corbitt. I am the creator and host of Mavericks on the Move, where we bring together entrepreneurs to create symbiotic partnerships. Today, we're celebrating Pride. I have the privilege of interviewing LGBT business owners in the Baltimore area. More when we return. Show the world you're a Maverick on the Move by grabbing your signature merch from our online store. Visit mavericksonthemove.com/shop to securely place your order. Worldwide shipping is available. My first guests are life partners who own a Mr. Handyman franchise. Please help me welcome to the stage Tisha and Crystal Armstead. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
What she said.
You just gonna co-sign all night? Mm-hmm. Before we get into talking about business, I'm always curious about couples who decide to enter into a business relationship also. So I want to know the origin story of the Armsteads. Tell us how you two met.
She did my taxes. She worked part-time at Jackson Hewitt, and it was nothing romantic at first. But the fact that she didn't like me was a problem.
Wait, whoa. What do you mean she didn't like you?
So initially I just wanted to be her friend. And I thought she was cute, but then she just had no interest in me at all. And back then I was pretty vain, and I was just like, how dare you not like me? Everybody likes me. So I made it my mission to make her want to date me.
Oh, and what's your side of the story?
That's pretty much what happened. One day I was on the telephone and she came by, and she's kind of, I don't know, a little crazy, put it that way. And she put her foot in my door, and I guess from there we just never separated.
And you two own a Mr. Handyman franchise. And what made you want to invest in this franchise as opposed to creating your own independently owned business?
Well, we actually started out as customers of Mr. Handyman, and we really loved the service. Every time we used them, we had an incredible experience. And one of the things that we always said we want to do was start our own business, whether that be buy a franchise or start our own. And we researched Mr. Handyman, found out they were a franchise, and we were just amazed by the high morale of the franchise owners and the support of the offices there, the headquarters office, and we kind of bought into everything that Mr. Handyman had to offer.
And it was a mutual decision.
It was really a no-brainer. When you reach out to, I guess, people who sell you the franchises, and they try to sell you different franchises, you have to make sure that culture and that fit is going to work for you and what your end goal is for your business. And being as though we could actually say that we were buying into something that we believed in because we had been using their services for years, and then flying down to the corporate office and really experiencing that from the owner side, it was a no-brainer. So we absolutely agreed.
So for our viewers who may be interested in owning a franchise, because we've had franchise owners on this show, and I know the process is different for each franchise, can you walk us through the steps of owning the Mr. Handyman franchise? Like what was that process like?
So pretty much we initially reached out to them on their website, and we were in contact with a franchise representative. And so what they do is they kind of interview you to see if it's a good fit. So we had a conversation over the phone. They asked us a few questions. We asked them some questions. From there, they actually give you a copy of their franchise agreement, and you want to read through that and maybe even have a lawyer look at that if at all possible. We're not necessarily signing it, but we're just looking at their numbers and looking at what their processes are and what the stipulations are of being part of their franchise. You review that, you sign something saying you reviewed it, you give it back, you pay your deposit, and you also, with our franchise, we actually had to go down there and we signed our franchise agreement there after going through a very intense training with the corporate office. And from there, we had to do a lot of things between, because just because you're part of a franchise, you still have to create your business. because you're doing a DBA. So we have our DBA, and we're able to use the Mr. Handyman name as part of our franchise agreement. We had to get our contractor's license. We had to have all our financials. We had to sign up for small business loans. So there's a lot of things that feel like a blur that happen between in order to open your doors.
You're shaking your head.
It was a lot. And another thing that was really awesome was being able to talk to different owners and what their experiences were before you decide to proceed with the franchise. We talked to about 3 different owners. Everyone's experience and how they started was completely different, but it let us know some people were a part of the big market crash and things like that, and they were able to sustain and stay afloat in business. So that was really, really important to us, and getting different perspectives as well. So that was good.
And is the ownership a 50-50 split?
I own 100% of the LLC, but Crystal runs the day-to-day operations, so she is in it every day. So I'm behind the scenes. That's how we split the duties pretty much.
And it was a decision also, when you read your franchise agreement, you want to make sure that you can't basically have another conflicting business. So if the franchise has a business and you have something in mind that you want to do that may be comparable to something that they have, if you're both all in, you can't do that. So with my real estate background, I plan on launching a property management company. They have a property management franchise, but since she owns 100%, I can do that with no conflict. So for us, it was easy to just split it up and just have one person on the franchise agreement.
That's really smart. And what is it like working with each other? What's the biggest challenges you think working with your partner?
Because she's not there day to day, it's been great now, but one of the biggest problems that we have and people have to keep in mind is that I felt like I was being micromanaged for a little bit. And it wasn't anything malicious, it wasn't intentional. However, she felt a little left out at times because she's not there every day. She wants to be included, she wants to know what's going on. So it's really good to have a lot of structure and processes and procedures in place for maybe having a weekly meeting or bi-weekly meeting or sending out some type of summary report. But now that we have those things in place and we communicate a lot better, sometimes people need a coach. I actually have a business coach. And so being able to communicate more and have those practices in place has made a significant difference.
Yeah, and we also found in the beginning we were constantly talking about the business. Constantly.
I can see how that happens.
And we had to step back and say, this has got to stop. And so, whenever one person feels as if they just don't want to talk about it anymore, we respect that person's space. And like Crystal said, we set a time to specifically talk about the business.
Nothing ruins the mood like, hey, honey, do you want dinner? Did you collect that check today?
I was just going to ask you guys about that. That was my next question do you talk about work at home? Because I know things can blend and it's kind of a lifestyle. It's hard not to talk about work at home. So let's talk about the boundaries a little bit. What other boundaries do you set? And how does that dynamic work at home?
One of the things that we've promised is that we don't work on Sundays. So we don't do, even though we broke that promise this past Sunday, we don't do any business related or talk about business on Sundays. Anytime we have any type of family event, like our son graduated from high school, we made an effort to go ahead and close down the office. So we just try to make sure we always put family first. Sometimes it's hard because you still got a business to run. We still got guys out there working. But we always just say, family is most important, and so the business has to come second to that.
And do you employ your family?
We have 2 customer service representatives in the office who answer the phones, respond to emails. And our senior customer service representative is actually my sister. And our part-time CSR is our daughter.
How does that work?
She's amazing.
Oh.
I didn't think that we were kind of on the fence, but the focus was my sister and I are completely opposite. I'm what you consider nice, nasty.
Nice tea.
Yes. And my sister is, she's kind of aggressive. And we needed another me in the office because I can't be in the office 24/7. I do all of our networking events and things of that nature. So we needed another me. And what better place than to find our child. And she came in and she took on the training just like that, like right away, and she's doing an amazing
Now, was
job.
she a willing participant, or did you voluntold her?
She hated her job, so I think that we just got really, really lucky. But she hated her job. We said, hey, if you're interested, this is a job description. Come on in the office, sit with me for a day, decide if it's something that you want to do, and if you want to do it, it's yours, as long as you can commit.
Yeah, and her sister does a really good job with managing the tech. So Crystal, or Kira, who's our daughter, and Taisha, my sister-in-law, they complement each other's personalities. So Taisha takes on the more difficult customers. She manages the technicians to make sure they're going to the place they need to go. And Kira just has just a really good voice over the phone. So it just, having them both in the office and having two people that you can absolutely trust is really helpful. They keep us abreast of what's going on when we can't be there. So I don't know if we could find that with anybody, with just anyone off the streets.
And let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the business stuff. And I'm curious to know what's your process for securing new contracts and new customers?
So per our franchise agreement, first and foremost, we have to do a certain amount of advertising and marketing. There's a certain number that we have to spend. So we are everywhere. So Angie's List, Yelp, Home Advisor, and Mr. Handyman is a national franchise. So they've been around for over 20 years. And prior to us coming into the territory that we own, there were already other Mr. Handymans servicing that area because it was an open territory. So we actually came into business. We had people calling before we even opened our doors, which is amazing. But also part of a really great B&I group, Chamber of Commerce. So just getting your face out there, going to those events. I also do a lot of customer visits. Oftentimes, a lot of owners, you don't know who the owner is, or you might see a picture of them on the website. I actually go out and I visit the customers. I want to know how your service is going. I want to know if there are any other projects that you're thinking about doing in the future, or, again, just having them see someone's face that's not the technicians. And our technicians are amazing, so we got lucky with that as well. They're like family as well. I know some people say it, but everyone in the office is family. And with them being so comfortable with us and like family, they're able to get a lot of repeat business because they believe in the company as well. They will let us know when something's not a good idea to touch a project. They know that they can speak openly and honestly. And because we give that warranty, we want to make sure that we're doing it right the first time and we're not touching something that can open a can of worms. So repeat business because our customers our technicians are doing a great job. So that's another way that we get contracts. And of course, if we're doing a great job, word of mouth, referrals, that loyalty is really important.
And that guarantee that Crystal's talking about is a one-year guarantee. We provide a one-year guarantee on any labor and materials that we provide. So we want to do the job right the first time. We're motivated to do that, and our staff is motivated to do that. We don't just go in. We've heard horror stories of contractors that come in, they start a project, they take people's money, and they never come back. We come in and we want to make you feel secure. We're not going to take your money and never come back. When we do it, it's going to be done right, and you have a whole year, we will come back for free and fix it if it's not right the first time.
I'm curious to know the business responsibility split. What are you in charge of? What are you in charge of? And how do you make that blend?
So I'm in charge of all the financials. So I do all of our budgets. I pay all the bills. So anytime we have to pay other vendors. I also do all of the marketing. All of our insurance, I make sure all of our insurance is up to date. So all of the background work, and making sure we have all the right licenses in place, any type of certifications. For example, we want to register our business as a minority-owned business. So I would take care of things like that, dealing with lawyers and accountants, all the books, everything. I take care of that side.
And I pretty much take care of people. So whether it be the customer service representatives, making sure that they have all the tools and resources to properly do their job, making sure that I follow up and they're making sure they're using those tools and resources. Again, customer visits, networking. I'm the person who does the large estimates, as well as like the invoicing, accounts receivable when I gotta pull up on somebody because they don't want to give me my money. I'm nice about it, but I'm serious.
Yeah, and also as far as the financial background goes, Crystal doesn't want to know every single number. I have to be able to translate what I'm seeing into action. So I have to be able to say, Crystal, this is what I found in the numbers. This is what you need to implement in order to correct that. So staying on top of that on a monthly basis, weekly basis, depending on what it is, I have to be able to articulate what needs to change within the office or what needs to change in the process in order for us to correct things financially.
Yeah, because she's like, I noticed this deviation and this number is negative. So I'm like, are we losing money or are we getting money? I don't know.
Speak my language.
I handle all of the hiring and firing. But I recently pulled Tisha in and said, hey, I need some backup, especially when we're bringing people on. I want to make sure that it's not just me making a decision, because she's just looking at paper and she's just looking at my recommendation. So now we actually both do that together, especially the firing part. I don't want to be alone.
And where can people reach you?
So they can reach us at our office number, which is 443-405-7200. They can also text us there. So they can call or text that number at 443-405-7200.
We're on Facebook, Mr. Handyman, Catonsville, West Randallstown. Instagram, it's just Mr. Handyman, Catonsville on Instagram.
Let's give Tisha and Crystal another round of applause. To advertise a product or service on the show, visit mavericksonthemove.com/partner.
How long have you been in business, and what would you say was your biggest challenge during your business?
So we've been in business. We actually started our business in December of 2017, and we opened our doors in March of 2018. And for me, the biggest challenge was just getting up and running. You get a lot of information thrown at you, and you just kind of have to figure it out. So every day we face a new challenge, and we grow as people, and we grow as leaders. So the biggest challenge is just never know what's going to be thrown at you, and trying to figure it out on the fly.
And my challenge is hiring good people that fit within the culture and retaining those folks. So just because someone has a great background and maybe maintenance, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a good fit. We have a guy now who's been with us since the beginning who had his own company, but he doesn't want to deal with the overhead or trying to collect the money. So we're a good fit for people like that have that experience and they just want to do the work, and we're happy to handle all of the admin things for them. So finding people that fit and that want to stay has always been constant.
When we return, we're going to hear from a real Maverick on the move. Stay tuned. Today's show is brought to you by I Am a Brand, empowering you with the simple systems and tools to connect your products and services to the people that need them the most. PMI Silver Spring Chapter, practitioners of impact and a safe community for learning, growing, and enabling your professional development. Transformation Center of Excellence, integrating the behavior and management sciences for people and organizations to guide their transformation journey. My next guest exemplifies authenticity and hustle. Please help me welcome to the stage, Carter. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Just make yourself at home.
Okay,
Here we go. So Tomboys Apparel is all about living your truth, being you, being authentic. But I want to know, what made you come up with the name Tomboys Apparel?
So I came up with the name Tomboys Apparel because Tomboys Apparel is who I am. I am a tomboy. So that's where I got the name from.
And do you custom print all of your items? I know we have some here.
Yes, I do. I actually do everything myself.
So is it more custom made, or do you have like a set template that you use?
So a lot of the stuff, I do have a website where I have my own brand where it's the BU, to inspire and educate individuality. Some of the stuff have BU on it the correct way. Some also has it backwards. So when you see it on something backwards, basically it stands for when you look in the mirror or you take a selfie, you'll see BU the correct way, always inspiring you to be yourself. Also do a lot of custom clothing. So I do take orders for baby showers, birthday parties. I do all of that.
So you basically have a printing business.
Yes.
So you print more than just your stuff.
Correct.
And for our viewers who may be interested in starting a clothing line or an apparel line, I know it takes a lot of work. So let's talk about the startup costs associated with that and the equipment. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when I basically started, I started with $0. I actually created a Shopify account. I looked into other websites through e-commerce who had like Printful. They had gallery.com. So what I did was when I built my site, I connected those platforms to my website. So when the orders got placed, the orders were actually processed through those websites. I got a percentage of it, but they basically did everything and shipped it out for me. Over time, I was like, yeah, I'm pinching pennies here. So I eventually got my own machine. I have the vinyl machine. I got my computer. I got my steam press myself. So now all I do is I do everything myself now. So any orders that come in through the website, any custom orders that someone emails me about, I actually take the time and I handle that myself now. And
because you do it that way, is your profit margins, they've increased because of that as opposed to doing the print on demand way?
Yes, definitely. Definitely is. That's skyrocketed since I've actually, was using the third-party websites to actually help process orders.
Yeah, and I'm very familiar with those. And one of the pros using print on demand is that you don't have to have inventory. Everything is printed on demand. You don't have to worry about anything, distribution, customer service, any of that. But now, because you're doing everything in-house, now you have to worry about customer service. So have you ever had a disgruntled customer?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What happened?
Yes. So I actually just did a 25 order. She wanted 25 T-shirts. She got the T-shirts. Everything was perfect. Like, in my eyes, I felt like everything was perfect. That we had a middleman. So going through the middleman, she said, everything looks great. The customer itself was like, yeah, so vinyl, how long does it last? I'm scared to wash it. So I tried to explain to her, ma'am, we could have did screen print for you, but it would have costed a little bit extra. But she's like, well, how many times can I wash it, ma'am? I said, I've actually had shirts that when I first started 2 years ago, and I've been wearing them every day. Like, I have on a shirt right now that I've worn, and I probably washed maybe about 20 times already. So basically, I just, I spoke with her, and I just let her know that if she had any problems or if it was any issues, just to reach out to me. Like, reach out to me. I gave you a business card. You have my business partner's names on the business card as well. Between the three of us, someone's going to get back in contact with you, and we'll make sure that we fix whatever the problem is, if you have a problem.
And so when it comes to the customer service, they actually get the privilege of talking to you because you're so hands-on with the business. Do you find, because you're so involved, that you have repeat customers?
Yes, I do. I had someone hit me today. I just sold them a bandana. They messaged me today and was like, yeah, I'm trying to get another bandana. I was like, well, I'm going to be at the Hotel RL today, so come and see me. They was like, oh, I'm definitely going to come and see you. I'll see you tomorrow. So I get a lot of customers always coming back, always.
And describe your creative process. How do you come up with new designs or new ideas?
So a lot of the ideas, what I actually do is I come up with inspirational words. So when I come up with inspirational words that inspire people, especially our youth, so I look at it like that. Then I just think of different designs that will be appealing to customers. Once I get that, I just put it all together. Sometimes I just write out a word and it just seems to like catch. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm about to throw a circle around this. And, it just always just comes together.
That HH right there, I was eyeing it. The honest hustle, that's tough. How did you come up with that honest hustle? I love it.
So somebody on my team came up with that idea. We just, was thinking about honest hustle hard, and then we just put it together. We actually had the idea from, I think it was Armani Exchange, and they had the line going through
I do recognize that, yeah.
Yeah, so what we do, sometimes we take different ideas and put a whole lot together, and then we just tweak it in a way where it's going to be appealing on our end, but it's not like the same thing. But we just, put it all together and come up with our own thing.
And so how are you making an impact in the Baltimore community and in the United States? I know you travel, you vend a lot. So what else do you do to make an impact in the community?
So I actually, wherever I go. I could be at the store and I could see young kids outside. If I have bandanas in the car, I give bandanas away all the time. Like, I see little kids stand outside of 7-Eleven. I'm like, what y'all out here doing? You know, I talk to everybody. So basically just, you know, trying to inspire, especially our youth. Like, that's my main target, is to inspire our youth. We need to develop more leaders than followers. So I just reach out to people. I talk to them. I reach out to people online. My business partners, they send me messages all the time. Like, yeah, so we need to talk to these people. Just reach out and just talk, and we just take our hands. Sometimes we get a response, sometimes we don't.
And you actually have children of your own. So how does running a business and being a mom work? How does that blend?
It's hard.
And I know you have your kids here as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. When I fire that press up, I'm like, go sit down, watch TV. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I mean, my kids are very helpful if I need them. They go to school, they talk to their teachers all the time. Like, yeah, my mom has Tomboys apparel. Like, my daughter's teacher actually got a shirt from me, got a hoodie actually. So they always like, Mom, can you make me a BU t-shirt? Can you make me a Tomboys apparel t-shirt? So even when they go out, they actually always represent Tomboys apparel, telling other people. But it definitely gets tough trying to being a parent is full time. And then I'm running a business, which is I'm doing this full time. So it has its days. Some days are a little harder than others, but I always manage to, you know, make it work. I have a strong team, so I manage to get it done.
I can imagine, and let's talk about your team a little bit. I know you don't do everything yourself, so how is the responsibilities divided up amongst you and your partners?
All right, so I have someone in the background who actually does all the business part of it. So she actually handles, like, when we need to make payments on something. She handles that. When we want to go to a vendor event, she actually handles that. Like, she sets up anything that has to do with business on the back end. She handles all of that. When it comes to promoing, when it comes to wearing clothes or going to events, I have myself, I have my right hand, I have my left hand. My right hand is the one like, yeah, we out here, we about to make this happen. My left hand is like, we gonna make this happen, but we need to calm down and we need to stay focused. So my team is strong. Like, we all balance each other out.
And how has social media impacted the growth of your brand?
It's actually done a lot. So Facebook, we do a lot of promoting on Facebook. We actually sometimes we boost our posts, and we pay to have the posts like all around on social media. We also do the same thing on Instagram. Instagram has done a lot for us. On Instagram, everybody's on Instagram. Everybody's on Instagram. So just basically following people on Instagram, we just tag different people on a post, and once we keep tagging people, we start like developing more followers. Different hashtags helps us bring in more people who actually comments. We've actually reached out to a few people. I'm not sure, like from Wildin' Out, we had B-Dot from Wildin' Out to wear a shirt and tag us. I reached out to Charmaine from Black Ink. We've been reaching out to several different people. It's been
sliding in the DMs.
That's it.
It really works.
It does.
You guys, I'm telling you, it really does work.
And I only can. I'd be like, you know what? I'm about to shoot my shot. I be in everybody's DM. It doesn't matter who it is, because the only thing they can tell me is no. But one no does not stop the show. I'm going to go right on to the next person. I'm going to email the next person.
Yeah, I really do respect your hustle, and I've been following you for a little while, and I've just been admiring what you've been doing from afar. So definitely just keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And where do you see Tomboys Apparel 3 years from now?
3 years from now, I'm definitely trying to have a couple storefronts. I really want to have one here. This is my hometown here, so I definitely want to get one here. I've had a lot of support from everyone here. I also grew up in Virginia, a small town in Virginia, so that's another place that I want to have like a little small storefront. It's a little small community, a small town, so they're very supportive as well. But I definitely want to like open up. I want to expand a little bit. And
where can people reach you and buy some of the awesome merchandise that you have?
So on Instagram, they can find Tomboys Apparel. That's TOMBOIIZ_apparel on Instagram. And on Facebook, it's Tomboys Apparel. We also do custom clothing, anything you need, hats, T-shirts, Anything you need, we can be reached at email at imaging@yourneeds@gmail.com.
Let's give Carter another round of applause. If you're searching for a keynote speaker, panelist, workshop presenter, or host able to electrify audiences, Jamilah is the industry maverick you've been looking for. Visit JamilahCorbitt.com to learn more.
So Carter, as you can see, I am not a tomboy, but I am married to someone who is. So how do you connect with other vendors? When we go shopping sometimes, we have to go to several different stores. I have my favorite spots that I like to shop at, and it just would be more convenient if someone had these types of items where we could just purchase them where I purchase my clothing. So how do you connect with other vendors to maybe have them, have your inventory in their stores?
So basically what I've been doing, I have reached out to a couple people. A friend of mine just actually opened a boutique. So what I do is when I see something, I go for it. I just contact them and I'm like, yeah, I just saw you open your shop. You know, we out here doing our thing. Like everybody basically supports each other. That's how I push it, like support for support. So she's like, yeah, well, once I get everything open, you can bring a couple T-shirts down. I also been in Security Mall to Unique Styles. And I was working in the AT&T store in the mall, so I reached out to him. And now that it's summer, he said, when summertime comes, bring me about a box of your T-shirts. He said, bring me about 15, 20 T-shirts. We'll put them in the store, and we'll see how it sells. So within the next few weeks, I will have about 15, 20 shirts in Security Mall and Unique Styles, which is right up from DTLR.
And follow-up question, your, demographics, I know that it's tomboy apparel, but it's for everyone. Is that safe to assume?
Correct. It's gender neutral. So I have things for everyone. I also have guys that's like, yeah, you know, I'm not about to wear that. You got tomboys on there. I was like, listen, I got you. All I do is for some guys, I take the tomboys apparel off. And if you can see right here, I actually just put the Tomboys Apparel logo at the bottom of the shirt. That way they won't have the Tomboys Apparel across the front. I've had that several times. They're like, yeah, I want the shirt. I want the hoodie, you know.
When we come back, we'll hear from business owners in the audience. Stay tuned. Visit MavericksOnTheMove.com to catch up on the latest episodes, stay up to date, browse pictures from past events, and to grab your signature merch.
Hey, my name is Corey Koch with Corey Koch Marketing, and my question for you is, do you need more leads for your business? Raise your hand if you do. Great. Everyone needs more leads, and that's where I come in. I'm a Google AdWords certified manager, and I help businesses like you get more customers through Google.
Hi everyone, so my name is Kristen Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of Sophisticated Chic Brand, a personal styling and branding firm for influential women in business who are constantly making an impact in their communities through their voice, philanthropy, and hard work. We specialize in branding photo shoots, those professional photo shoots you see on social media, and of course that content created for their marketing materials and their websites. So we definitely would love to work with you, and we look forward to hearing from you.
And that's today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this a thumbs up, share it out, and comment. Remember, each one teach one, each one reach one. When I say Mavericks on the you say move. No. And I'm curious to know the blue. Here we go.
You don't get to choose.
I don't get to choose?
No, they get to choose. It's their gift.
Oh. Oh man, I want that t-shirt.
That's not your size.
I got you. Mavericks on the Move was awesome. Jamilah is a great host. She is great at helping entrepreneurs. You definitely have to get in touch with her.
Listen, the most important thing is you want to be live on the set. Listen, you guys, I am here, and it was very, very entrepreneurial information. Great people to network with, and you can just love the ambiance and the atmosphere. So definitely join Mavericks on the Move.